back. Well, 250,000 miles, another failure. Thermostat housing was leaking. You have to buy it as an assembly. While we're in there, went ahead and changed the lower hose along with this sensor because this O-ring leaks all the time. Even though this wasn't leaking, I had to pull apart this connection. It's best to go ahead and replace it. I already replaced the upper hose last time. So the upper hose was new, but now we got the lower hoses new. And then new sensor, new thermostat, new sensor down there as well. And we're just gonna keep an eye on, as you can see, all on top of the air conditioner. You can see it looked like the water pump was leaking, but it was literally dripping from the thermostat housing. So we got it bled and topped off. We're just running it with the fan off so that we can see inside. It's starting to get warm. We're just gonna run it, make sure nothing's leaking, and we're gonna continue on. 250,000 miles. Like I said, when these cooling systems start to get old, it's best just to replace them all. I'm actually replacing everything one by one. So when you do that, you're gonna be in there an awful lot. So the only thing left is the heater hoses and the water pump and the expansion tank. So, and of course the radiator. But another repair to the E46 wagon cooling system. Keep going one by one. All right, all back together. Lives to fight another day. So all that squeaking was what I thought was a pulley or a water pump. Turned out to be just coolant dripping on the belts and squeaking real bad. On top of the water pump running dry, the coolant's lubrication for the water pump. These water pumps are plastic, and when they heat up, they expand, disform, and they'll squeak because the coolant is oily. If you're running low on coolant, it's gonna cause, you're gonna get squeaky. So it's nice and quiet now. Lives to fight another day. See if there's any warning lights on. All the warning lights are off. Of course, no seatbelts on, so the seatbelt light's on. But running smooth again. This is the one we just did all the coils. We did the valve cover gasket. We've done spark plugs, upper and lower hose. We did the air inlet boots. These boots were ripped, causing check engine light. Done a lot of work to this thing in the last month. So probably, I'd say, still under $1,000, but most of the maintenance is back up to date. So that's what it's gonna take, and everything should be okay. My son is learning. Brand new sweatshirt. We just bought 3 days ago, covered in grease now. Keep telling him stop wearing his new clothes to work on cars. But he's learning, and the cars are getting maintained. It's on the back. Yeah, because definitely couldn't have been through the light. Did you just not see it was red?
I was through it. It told me to change lanes to go that way. I was through it, and I said, everyone's going this way. So I went this way, and then my wife said, well, here comes a car. There's no way I was getting out of your way.
So you were trying to make a right and then decided to go straight?
No. It told me to go right. I know the area, and I said, well, I can just go straight. So. You have your license?
I do. I'm just pretty upset because I'm going to have to tow this thing now for you running a red light, which is upsetting to me.
I keep hearing, I hear you, okay? I would say I didn't run the red light. So I hear you. Earl,
I'm a commercial driver too.
You want to exchange phone numbers or you wanted?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. How about I just text you? Is that okay?
Yeah. So at this point, I'm giving him my phone number. His wife keeps yelling at him that, why did you run the red light? You should have made the right. He was looking at his navigation on his phone when I walked up to the truck. That's when I picked up my phone and started recording. I do have dash cams in the car, and that footage has now been handed over to my insurance company, showing that my light was green. I also got footage from the gas station. Let's get back to this.
Around the corner for you, parked?
I'm gonna call a tow truck.
Okay.
You don't understand, I've had this car 20 years. My first new car, ZHP, it's a rare model. For me, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna apologize for the circumstances. I hear you.
this is the red light. I was in this lane, waiting at this red light, because that's what everybody does when the light's red. Light turns green like that. I go to take off, and right about here, I notice him, and I slammed on my brakes. And as you notice, I'm not even out of the crosswalk. That's where he's coming from. He ran that light, trying to get through over here, and smashed into my car. And that's all the stuff laying on the ground from the front end of my car. That's why his bumper is still in the front of my light. It skimmed the whole front of my car. Never even hit the reinforcement bar because I was stopped. His step rail is what ripped the front of my car off. I was stopped already because I noticed he was running a red light. And so we made the right turn right there where all the damage is. And then I started videoing from there because I'm just glad I got him to admit on camera that he, was in the intersection on a red light. Might have started out yellow, but you got to stop. You can't blow through a light like that. So just wanted to document that stuff. So here's the front of my car. As you see, bumper, everything's on. That's his running board, and he skimmed the whole front of my car. As you see, this side there's no damage here. On this side, just the hood's pushed over because I was stopped in the intersection because he was running a red light. Crazy. Yeah.
Where the pump is.
Yeah, like you said, it's
I don't even know when you turned because it's so deep.
Yeah, I turned after the accident. Like, I never even got across the intersection. Yeah, I think the attorney's office probably will show the light better. It just doesn't show us. So what we did was, this was the only camera angle, and this Arco sits up on a hill, so you can't really see through the trees, that kind of stuff. But there's an attorney's office across the street that had a Ring doorbell camera, luckily on their building, that shows the red truck going through the intersection on a red light. It looked like he started the brake, was going to try to make a right, and then just gunned it to try to get through the intersection. But our light had already changed. There was a black SUV to my left, and we all started to go. The black SUV stopped. By the time my passenger or my driver's window got past the SUV, that's when I saw the truck, because I was looking to the left wondering why the car next to me jammed on his brakes, and I saw the truck and I jammed on mine. We were only going maybe 1 mile an hour because the light had changed, and I just couldn't get stopped fast enough. The truck, you know, he floored it to try to get through the intersection and didn't make it. It sucks when people lie like that. You know, it's just it's a bad situation all around. I have spoken to his insurance company. I tried to keep all the private information out of there, so I did have to cut some of the stuff out of this video. But the Arco manager was definitely helpful, and a witness did show up shortly after this and give me his phone number. So I do have a witness that was 2 cars behind me. Back to the video.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could be more help.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can ask for. It's just not showing it. Yep, that's the black thing moving around, which is me.
That's a head, yeah.
Yep, that's me. It's just, you guys are too high up. All right. So here's the accident. Geico called and said that he went through on a yellow. But this intersection doesn't have a yellow. This is where he was coming off the freeway. It's a flashing red. I get a green. So I'll show you the timestamp in between it. When it turned green for me, I was going straight. I was going straight. So I'm sitting at the light right here. The red truck comes off the freeway. His wife's telling him to make a right turn. Navigation's telling him to take a right turn. He decides he's going to go straight. I'm sitting right here. I got a black SUV right there. Our light turns green. Me and the SUV decide to pull out. SUV, black SUV stops. I continue on. I don't see the red truck blowing the red light. He says he entered on a yellow light, but it's flashing red. Watch. So here's a red light that I was stopped at. I'll zoom in. That's a flashing red light. When that goes solid red, that turns green. There's no yellow light. It's either a flashing red light or a solid red light. So I don't know what yellow light he saw. But when my light's green, that thing's red. So yellow, red, and then that's flashing red now. You can see it flashing red. Sitting there flashing red. Go solid red, and then that turns green. When I saw green, I took off. This is a solid red light, so I don't know what he's talking about, yellow light. All right, so spent the day talking to his insurance company, and it just sucks when people lie. You know, his wife was sitting there yelling at him from the car, and I felt bad for the guy, you know, but literally sitting there saying, I made it through on a red light. He didn't. You know, he was busy. I walked up to the car. He was on his phone. His wife was on the phone. And he had the navigation in his hand. And his wife was holding her phone too. And she was all distraught. You know, she literally, you know, saw the traffic pulling out. And he tried to gun it through a light and didn't make it. Luckily, the attorney's office across the way caught the red light, him blowing the red light, which I can't share that footage, so they're sending it to my attorney. I went ahead and retained an attorney for this because it's not right. Like I said, to me, this car means a lot to me. So my wagon means a lot too, but the ZHP truly means a lot to me. That's why I put so much money into my cars. They all mean a lot to me. Most likely I'm going to fix this thing myself. I'm not going to get rid of the car. I'm sure insurance is going to total it out. $13,000 to $15,000 is all a ZHP is worth. But the things I have to go through, I spent the whole day, you know, going to, you know, all the different businesses there, trying to look at their footage, hoping somebody caught it. And luckily it was early in the morning and there was no cars in the parking lot across the way at the attorney's office. And their Ring doorbell that's on the front of their door for a business caught the red truck going through a solid red light. It looked like he started to brake and was going to try to make the right, but was going too fast, and then just decided to gun it and just nailed the front of me. But, you know, everybody's okay. Everybody's healthy. You know, it is what it is. Luckily, I fixed the wagon. Me and my son fixed the wagon the day before. And I still have another, you know, 330i M Sport Edition that I can drive as well. Except I need to do some repairs to that one as well. It needs shocks all the way around, so I've been trying not to drive it. But goes to show you, life's too short. And definitely don't lie. You know, the whole time I'm asking this guy why he ran the red light, and it was just excuse after excuse. And, you know, him saying that, no, I made it through the intersection. You didn't make it through, because our light would have turned green. Everybody wouldn't start taking off. And luckily, a couple cars behind me, there was a black truck that witnessed the whole thing, and he saw our light go green. He went to go. He almost rear-ended the black SUV that stopped. Luckily, you know, he did it, and I was the unfortunate one. So, waiting on a tow truck now. Gonna tow this thing to a body shop, get an estimate, and I did retain a lawyer. Personally, on top of my insurance, I do have really good insurance. He didn't have very good insurance. He had some frog insurance, I think is what you call it. But I have really, really good insurance. So, and like my insurance told me, they're not going to pay him out. They've seen the video footage already. As soon as the attorney gets it over to his insurance, most likely they'll pay the claim right away. But that's what I've been up to. Sorry, no RC content, but life does happen. Get out there, enjoy life. Don't let things like this bother you, and definitely record everything. All right, guys, and I do have a dash cam, and the memory card, every time we try to pull the dash cam, the memory card from the impact says the memory card has failed, which sucks. But there's other ways. The truth always comes out. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video.